fucked up, dude.
But I sympathize with him because I myself, I'm legally blind. I walk around with a cane, and I totally understand like the sort of special treatment you get, like the very demeaning way people will speak to you. I was going to a 7-Eleven the other day, and a woman was holding the door, and I was heading towards the door because I had to piss like nobody's business. And I wasn't at that subway tunnel like Ross. I didn't have the convenience of just being able to drop trow and piss right there. So I was going to the 7-Eleven to piss, and she was holding the door open for me, and she's like, "You want to go in? Huh? You want to go in? Huh? Do ya? Huh? Like, talk to me like I was a fucking puppy dog. And I was like, "Yes, thank you."
You didn't jump up and bark?
No, I did not.
You should have started humping her leg at least.
No, that cost $50. And, I wasn't really in the mood for business.
Okay. I'm not even going to... She wasn't a whore that you get to hump her leg.
Well,
by a fine.
We didn't get that far in the conversation, but she held the door open for me. She's like, "Oh, you want to go in? Huh? Oh, you want to go in? Huh?" And I was like, yeah, I do. I want to go in. Thank you. But no, so my company had a Cinco de Mayo? Is that it? No, it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo is the party or the holiday, and so we had a margarita contest. We had a margarita drinking contest, and this year Cinco de Mayo fell on a Friday, and on the Wednesday before, so 2 days prior to the contest, there were 2 people signed up to make margaritas, and 25 people signed up to drink margaritas. And I heard this, and I thought to myself, well, that sounds like a really shitty competition. So I naturally threw my hat in the ring. Keep in mind, I have never made a margarita ever in my life. And so while I do not know how to make a margarita, what I do know how to do is shit talk. So I signed up for the contest, and I was just running my mouth for the next few days. I was prank calling people.
Saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
This
is the right time.
This was the wrong thing at exactly the right time. I was calling up my coworkers on their extensions and saying like, "Hey, you're gonna fucking lose, loser." And then I would hang up, thinking that like they didn't look at their caller ID because obviously it's gonna say like, "Oh, call from Bill," and they answer and they know it's me. So the day of the competition comes, and it went from 2 competitors to 7 competitors. And I attribute that all to my massive amount of shit talking. And the day the contest arrived, and I realized, like, oh, God, I don't even know what's in a margarita. I've got to do something because I'm competing.
What is in a margarita?
Like tequila and like lime juice and like salt and shit.
Yeah.
So all this... The few days prior, I was saying like, "Oh, I've got the Schmidt family signature recipe. It's a signature recipe. It's gonna blow you guys out of the water."
This was at work, right?
Yes, sir. So on my lunch break on Friday, I walk over to the Walgreens and I buy 2 2-liter bottles of Fanta orange soda, and then I walk over to the liquor store and I buy a bottle of 1800 Gold tequila, and I come back to the office and I'm ready to compete. So the Schmidt super secret signature margarita recipe that I had just been raving about for the past 72 hours was just 3 parts tequila, 1 part Fanta. And it was awesome because as a competitor, I was entitled to try everyone else's margarita. So there's... is the camera rolling? Will they see the visual?
Yeah.
There are pictures of me on my company Facebook, and my arm is like this, like the... like Rosie the Riveter sort of look, but like just lined across my body are 6 different cups with the other 6 different margaritas. So I get hammed. I didn't lose the margarita contest. I think I came in 6th out of 7th with my signature recipe of orange soda and tequila, which is hilarious. But my memory of the evening at the office kind of fades out. I come to, and we're outside of this club in River North, Chicago, which is sort of like, the club and neighborhood, like a little higher class. And I walk in with a bunch of my coworkers, and they all sit down at a table that's maybe like 5 feet away from the dance floor. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a dance floor here. I'm going to go dance. So I go on the dance floor and I do, and the camera's still rolling. So they'll see my signature dance move. I do a little bit of this, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I dance for all of a minute and a half, and I'm like, okay, I'm thirsty. I'm going to go back to my table and talk with my friends. I go back. All my coworkers have left the table. And it's like, oh, shit. Legally blind guy in a place he's never been before, and there are no friends around. Also, I've been drinking all night. Now I've got to pee. So survival instincts kick in, and I find the very next person closest to me. So I walk up to her and I tug on her sleeve, and I very nobly and very majestically say, "Hey, I have to go pee. Would you mind walking to the bathroom with me?" And she turns around and she looks at me and she says, "No problem at all. I work with special needs kids. I'm used to helping people like you."
Wow.
And I would have been super offended if I didn't have to piss so badly. I'm like, yeah, that's me, special needs. Yeah, let's go find the pee-pee place. Like, come on.
Should have fucking pissed on her on the way.
That comes later. But, so off we go, arm in arm. And thank God I found her, because this place is like 5 stories tall.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And it was like a fucking labyrinth finding the bathroom. Meanwhile, we're going down arm in arm. And she's just telling me, I'm married. Why am I here? I shouldn't be here. I'm married. What am I doing here? I'm married. I shouldn't be here. Why am I here? And I'm like, wow, that sounds like quite the conundrum, Missy. I really have to pee. So let's keep moving. And so I go pee.
She's like, do I have to hold it for you? I deal with this all the time.
That I wish, but that's not at all what occurred. So I piss. Thank God it was like 10 pounds of weight off of my mind and off of my bladder. And I leave the bathroom and she's there and she walks me back to the table where I tell her to walk me back to, because I say, oh, my friends will be back here any second now. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And so we stand there on the dance floor very, very awkwardly for 5 minutes. And after the 5-minute wait, she's like, oh, so where are your friends? And I was like, ugh. They're not coming for me. Just show me where the exit is. I've had enough of this night. So she walks me to the exit. We leave the club together. Technically speaking, we didn't go anywhere together, but we left the club. She walked me outside. And I pull out my phone and I give it GPS directions, or I ask for GPS directions back to my office. And it's like a 4-mile walk. It's midnight. I'm in downtown Chicago. I'm legally blind, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm over tonight. So I just start walking, and I make it to one of the busier streets close to my office, and I'm walking, and this gang of Lithuanians approaches me. Yeah. And I know they're Lithuanian because they told me after the fact that they were Lithuanian. But they approach me and they're like, hello, where are you going? We will walk with you. Well, that was what the head of the gang said, because no one else spoke English. So it was me and this guy walking and his 4 cronies behind him. And we're just walking, and we find out that we're going to more or less the same place. They're going to a bar and grill that's 2 blocks north from where I work. And we're just walking along, heading west. And he stops, and he says, let me ask you a question. What is life like not being able to see? And I say, well, it's funny you should ask. It's, it's kind of a nuisance, but you get used to it and you just kind of roll with it.
Is this while you're grabbing his throat?
That certainly not. No, that he had all his friends with him. You're fucked up, dude.
Okay.
But, so I explain, it's a pain in the ass, but, you can't bitch and moan because there's nothing you can do. So you just kind of roll with it. And you make the best of things, and I have a pretty okay life. And he stops, and he looks at me, and he says, no, you are wrong. Your life is shit. You cannot drive, you cannot see girl. You live terrible life. And so that shit on top of, oh, I help special needs kids just like you. It was a banner fucking day for old Big Billy B. And so I resign and I say, yeah, you're right. Let's just get me back to the office where there's beer in the fridge and I can drink my woes away and hopefully forget about this too. So we do. We walk in silence. They invite me to go drink with them. I decline because they don't seem like the type of fun person I want to drink with after that sort of uplifting little pep talk I had with him. And I called a Lyft and I went home. But that's just like one night in the life of a disabled person.
I actually did that once to John. I was like, no, John, your life sucks. Quit lying.
Yes, you are full of shit. Tell me true. You hate yourself. You want to hang from ceiling fan. No? It's like...
what do you think of that?
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. That's almost like that cancerous comment.
Yeah, so...
So what would you have done? Would you just kept following the group?
I mean, if they were going to buy drinks or something,
yeah,
know.
right. That's
me
too.
They think your life sucks, so might as well just buy you some drinks or something like that.
I mean,
so.
put your arm around and be like, "Does your life suck too? Can we be best friends?"
Yeah, wasn't really looking.
Does your life suck too? Shut up, it does. You're Lithuanian, and your other friends don't talk. No, I don't know. I don't know what I would have said. I really don't know how I would have fucking reacted.
Wasn't looking to pick these guys up. I was really ready to put as much distance between me and them as possible. And that's not like a slight against the Lithuanian people. Just these guys seem to be like, or at least the leader, the spokesperson for the gang, was a fucking downer. And just add that to already the downer of an evening I had with all my friends abandoning me. I really wasn't in the mood for it. And the funniest part of it all was on Monday I go back to work and everyone's like, hey, dude, we saw you leave the club with that girl. That was pretty nice. And I was like, you motherfucker. You saw me? You watched me like just dejectedly leave the club and you weren't like, oh, let's go check on Bill. I wonder if he's okay. He's like with this stranger. Like, oh, they're going to the bathroom together. Like, no, they watched
they
all
were fucking
unfold.
placing bets. Like what base you're gonna get to, and if you're going fucking like sliding in.
Yeah, and that was exactly. It was the talk of the fucking office that Bill left this club with this girl, not understanding that like how just condescendingly she had spoken to me and how sad I was feeling. But how could they have known? They left me.
Yeah,
they would not have known.